worried about it.
Hey guys. So really quick, I'm going to review us on how we graph from standard form. So we have the equation x minus y equals 5. So remember, we're going to do the cover-up method and find our intercepts. So our x-intercepts would be at x equals 5. So I'm going to put a dot at 5. And then for my y, that's 5 comma 0. For my y, I'm going to have negative y equals 5, negative 1y equals 5, and then I'm going to divide by negative 1 and divide by negative 1. So y equals negative 5. So that's 0 comma negative 5. 0 comma negative 5. So 0 comma negative 5. And then I'm going to connect those 2 points. I forgot to use my ruler. Here it is. And so then I have my line. So what if I wanted you to find the slope? So let's see if I have this. I'm going to use my slope formula, x1, y1, x2, y2. So the formula for slope is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my y2 is negative 5 minus 0 over 0 minus 5. So then I would have negative 5 over negative 5, which equals a positive 1. So the slope for this equation is positive 1. Let's check it. So I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the slope for this problem is 1. Well, if a question asks for slope, that's a lot of work. So let's see if there's an easier way. All right. So we're in standard form right now. If it was in slope-intercept form and y equals mx plus b form, then we know that the m is always beside the x. That's not true for this. Only when it's in y equals, your slope is always beside your x. Because if I look at this problem, it doesn't work. So I'm going to take this formula, my standard form, ax plus by equals c, and I want it to say y equals, okay? So the first thing we need to do is we need to move this ax. So since it's a positive ax, I'm going to subtract ax. It can't go underneath c because they're not the same variable, so I'm going to put it off to the side. So then I have by equals c minus ax. So my next step is to divide by b. Every single thing in this problem gets divided by b. So y equals, and then I always want the mx or the x piece first and then the b part at the end. So negative a over bx plus c over b. So therefore your slope is your negative a over b piece, and the y-intercept is the c over b piece. So let's check it. Negative a over b. So I have a is 1, b is negative 1, and c is 5. So let's see, I have the m equals negative a over b. So I have a negative 1 over a negative 1, my negative 1 over negative 1, and 2 negatives make that a positive, so therefore the slope is 1. Let's try that over here. So your m is negative a over b. So I have a, b, c. So negative a, which is negative 6, over negative 3, and negative 6 divided by negative 3 is 2. So my m for this problem is 2. Let's see if that's, let's do another one. Let's do this one. So the m is negative a over b. So a, b, c. Negative 4 over 2. And negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Let's see if that's right. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to find my x-intercept. 4x equals negative 8, divide by 4, x equals negative 2. Negative 2 comma 0. 2y equals negative 8. I'm going to divide by 2. Y equals negative 4. Oh, it's looking right. I have a negative slope and this is a negative line. Connect my dots. Yes. So this is 0 comma negative 4. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals, my y2 is negative 4 minus 0 over 0 minus negative 2. So I have negative 4 over 2 negatives make that a positive, and negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Yeah. So for me, this is a lot easier than having to do all of this work. So when a question asks for your slope and you're in standard form, you can always use m equals negative a over b. I'm going to check it over here one more time. So I'm dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, and I'm running 1, 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, yeah. So you don't have to graph unless you want to. If a question asks for slope, just find the slope using negative a over b, and it might save you some time. All right, so your notes are on there. If you have any questions, send me an email.